Hello and welcome to ILU-POD, Forest for the Rest of Our Life, a brief talk about forestry and English for educational and entertainment purposes.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another new episode of ILU-POD of ILU-POD. My name is Alpha and I'll be your host for this episode of ILU-POD. So, as you can see from the poster or the thumbnail you have seen, probably before you opening this podcast, we have chosen a theme for this episode, which is domestication in wildlife welfare. Is it welfare? So we will talk about the effect of the action of practice outside the conservation organization who keep wild animals and its effect on the natural behavior of wild animals as well as their ecological roles in native habitat, so that we can share on how we view the effectiveness of ex-situ wildlife management through practice outside conservation institution and their relationship to the application of existing wildlife conservation ethics and principles. And of course, I won't be discussing this topic only by myself, so I would like to introduce the guests that we have today. Please give the warmest welcome to Kak HanK Cak Riyanto and Kak Riyanto Award. Hello guys.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Ya, salam lestari.
Okay, so welcome to both of you. It's a pleasure to have you here as a spokesperson, and thank you so much for sparing your precious time to join me in this podcast today. So, how is your day so far?
Oh, it's busy day, bro, and raining everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been raining so long, and
That is the gift from the nature.
Yeah.
okay. So I hope you will enjoy our talk that we're going to dive in soon. But before we jump into our discussion today, I want you both of you to introduce yourself to the listeners. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, just call me HanK. I'm a keeper in Kampung Sampah. Then I'm the chief of the San Wakili Foundation. And this is my friend.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Ryan. I'm one of the volunteers that gets involved with Mas HanK on many different types of events.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for the
Any
introduction.
any kind of a question?
Yeah.
Bloom.
Oh, blow. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. Ask me.
We have introducing our guest today, and I hope that the listener can get to know better of our speaker today. So before we go to talk about the core of this discussion, it would be nice if the listeners are able to understand maybe the basic things that they need to know about wildlife management itself. So for Mas HanK, can you explain a little bit about what is like wildlife?
Wildlife mean wild nature life, right? So many animals, so many plants, so many kind of nature that we should that involved in there. And maybe it's a kind of ecosystem too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, ecosystem that we can study by ecologists.
It's a bit of a symbiotic
Yeah, it's
relationship.
better. And related from other and each other, they supporting supporting systems, kind of supporting system. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so from the definition of the wildlife, we want to know how do we manage the wildlife in a human's perspective. So for Rian, please tell us the definition or the concept of wildlife management.
Wildlife management, yeah, is humans being involved in a symbiotic relationship within wildlife, which is quite rare these days in the world. We have many issues going on, from the oceans to the jungles to the savanna plains. So yeah, the definition, yeah, it's kind of a broad spectrum to get to terms with. But management would be, the ultimate definition would be complete symbiotic relationship with the way that we live in nature.
Okay, so in wildlife management, like as we know, we have in situ and ex-situ management. That when in ex-situ management, we have to conserve the wildlife in outside of their habitat. So from this ex-situ perspective of wildlife management, we want to know the program in ex-situ management, which is the breeding program. So our Indonesia, we know it as penangkaran, if I'm not mistaken. So it is indeed included in ex-situ management.
Yeah.
Okay, so indeed, this.
Yes. Actually, when we talk about management of the wildlife, you talk about it. Okay, it's ex-situ and in-situ, right? Both of them we should support it. Both of them we should fight it because the real problem in our country, especially in this nation, is so many distractions everywhere, and everybody didn't care about it. Don't care about it, right?
Yeah.
We have thousands of islands. We have but nobody care about it, and they don't mostly they don't know about the ecology. Right? They don't know about the wildlife. They don't know about the ecology, and it is not spreading the knowing from the education, from the child education until the what?
Until the problem becomes too big.
Yeah, the problem becomes too big.
Until you have like the Tasmanian tiger. Tiba-tiba hilang, right?
Yeah.
Right? The Japanese tiger, how many do we have left? 400? Maybe 500?
Yeah.
We still don't really have an exact number.
Yeah,
Because-
then they change by the palm oil, they
Yeah.
change by the mining, they change, this is the main problem here. If we want to fight about the real in-situ conservation, we should fight for the nature,
Preservation.
preserve first.
Yeah. Or working at least trying to find an ecological way for a mining company to go in there. I mean, they have to do what they have to do, but they can do it in a better way.
Yeah.
Instead of clear cutting, they don't need to do clear cutting. Right? It's all about the symbiotic relationship, which we take for granted, right? We take it for granted.
Yeah, we should know what's your sorry, peran, what's your role,
Yeah.
what's your function in ecology.
Yeah.
You as a forestry student, you should know what you do next, what you should know, what you should do for the next.
The next step.
What you do for the next with this kind of this fucking condition. Yeah, because we always fight against the capital.
Yeah.
And the capital is always supported by our government.
Yeah.
And nobody care, nobody support.
Somebody got Brani would stand up and say, "This is enough.
This is enough. This is more valuable than can of palm oil, that is valuable than can of
Gold,
mining or
oil.
gold, everything. We should change our seeing, right?
It takes a lot of steps to do that. That's changing psychology. Do we have a psychology major in the room?
That's why we have plan to support it. With the plan B to support it, we need the ex-situ conservation. We need the ex-situ. Without it,
We honestly many these things.
right.
Yeah.
It's like
They kind of go hand in hand at the moment because of the unfortunate circumstances. Our reality exists, then, right?
if the government of the cities can guarantee there's no destruction, there's no deforestation anymore, they can keep our wildlife still okay, still sustainable. Nobody needs the ex-situ conservation. But the reality is different. It is so wrong, right? Then we should do it.
Thank you so much for the explanation. And as what we have said that the ex-situ management is needed when the ex-situ habitat is already disrupted and there's no life from the government. So in this ex-situ habitat, there's a term in wildlife management that probably often happens in this management that is called as domestication. So masking it to explain what it is and when can the domestication happens in wildlife.
Okay, domestication means you just bring the wild animal to the what critical check, or you should make the animal to be tamed. It is different.
Yeah, it's a very broad definition, especially within wildlife management or domestication. Because domestication can mean anything from the pet trade to the legal black market pet trade to factory functioning fishing. Domestication is where you take species and make use what it use for us.
Okay. So what's the meaning of domestication? Just only we move the wild to the breeding project, or we should from the wild to the breeding project and to make the tame.
I would like to know both of them, like general first.
General first, right? If they really want the real exit concentration program, we can look for of them. If the animal become tame, then they're enjoyable about their enclosure, their new enclosure, and we can breed it in them. But if we want to release what F1 or F2 our generation to release in the nature again, maybe we should make them more wild again.
The domestication itself happens depending on the purpose or the goal.
Depending on the purpose or the goals. Then we come back to the domestication. Maybe we can support release the generation to the nature again. The habitat is still okay.
I mean, well, you have that kind of going on with orangutan, right? Because they're wild animals, their natural habitats are being destroyed, so they have to be brought to a conservation center in which they become tame and familiar with humans. But before they release them, they have to put them back out in the wild again. Less contact with them so that they can get their instincts. So it's kind of convoluted situation when you come to domestication of animals. Usually not for the greatest gains, humanity. Factory farming, fishing, we domesticate those species so that we eat, or we domesticate animals so that we are pets, and so they do. It's usually not a good thing. I don't see domestication. It's only good when it's programs like orangutans, right? Take them, help them, feed them, release them. That's the domestication program.
So I would like to know if the domestication itself is affected by environment. So from this ex-situ management, is it okay if the domestication process happens often in ex-situ management, or actually you can when we know that the domestication is happens depending on the purpose of the management, wildlife is originally should be kept in their natural behavior instead, or is it okay if the purpose is to make the animals become tame or like that, so the domestication is fine if it happens in a lot of animals.
Okay. In our perception that we can do the both of them. We can make it tame to make easier to take care. Then if they become tame, then so familiar with the human, and they still enjoy, and they can produce, they can mature, they can produce their offspring, and so no problem. But sometimes we can make it, we can still keep it wild, then that's the best way. Only we should maybe take the enjoyable enclosure to keep their behavior still okay. But we can do it both.
Okay, so if you see from we have regulated rules about animals welfare and things in principle, like we have 5 points of animal freedom, or we can consider which are freedom from hunger and thirst, freedom from environmental discomfort, freedom from pain, injury and disease, freedom from fear and stress, and also freedom to express their natural behavior. So I would like to know that we have some cases here in nature, especially where a lot of animal lover outside the conservation institution who check wild animals at their home or their yard. Like they treat those wild animals as their pet like that. So even though they already have the permission from the conservation authority, from your perspective, will that affect or give an impact to the animal's natural behavior or the animal's welfare itself?
Yeah, when it all comes down to who is doing it and what's their purpose behind it. Maybe they don't have connections to get into the conservation efforts, and their main purpose is to breed these animals and sell them on the black market. Of course, no, that's not a good situation for any animal to be in. But if it's something like you do, Satwa, education program, rescue programs, the animal's welfare is looking after it, and you spend days and lots of money looking after these animals to make sure that they have those five main principles of life, right? It really comes down to what that person is doing it for.
Animals lover outside the conservation institution who kept wild animals their home or their yard. Like they treat those wild animals as their pet like that. So even though they already have the permission from the conservation authority, from both of your perspective, will that affect or give an impact to the animal's natural behavior or the animal's welfare itself?
Yeah, when it all comes down to who is doing it and what's their purpose behind it. Maybe they don't have connections to get into the conservation efforts, and their main purpose is to breed these animals and sell them on the black market. Of course, no, that's not a good situation for any animal to be in. But if it's something like you do, Satwa, education program, rescue programs, the animal's welfare is looking after it, right? You spend days and lots of money looking after these animals to make sure that they have those five main principles of life, right? It really comes down to what that person is doing it for. Is it their passion, or is there a hidden agenda behind it? So unfortunately, the zoos here get a lot of support from the government in Indonesia, and those zoos do not look after those animals. They are display items, right? They're there for bring in money and get photography done, and most of the time those animals are drugged. And I've seen it firsthand when I first came to Indonesia. So and of course conservation efforts are involved in the zoos around here in Indonesia. The government's around. So what's their agenda? What's their main purpose? Is to make money, to bring in revenue, and to have people look at it and have enjoyment out of that, or is it to be an educational purpose, a real true conservation effort? So it's kind of like a double-edged sword for that question in Indonesia. That's my perspective on it. First-hand perspective.
Okay. When you talk about the five principles of animal, actually it's so complicated. Then in Kampung Sabang we make it more simple. We make it more simple, which has three principles. The first one is the meat. They have no hunger. They have early body, and the second is the enjoyable exposure, and the third is about the mating. Don't be so long. Okay? Please. When it's not eligible for the name for you. If this principle is
they're happy animals.
They will not be animals.
Because breeding and domestication is quite a difficult thing to do. So if you provide them those five principles, or within Kampung Sabang, those three principles, and you're having a successful mating, that animal is living a good life. It's not stressed. They have the proper nutrients. Yeah, those are hard things to meet in the natural world.
That's the nutrient, that's the enclosure, that's the mating. We should make it as they enjoy their body. If it's okay, they will be maintained, they will be able in their life, and no stress, and their principle will be done because of these three reasons. And anybody can watch us, can inspect us, and can be correct us. Salah is not what did. It's okay. You should critique. You should
Constructive criticism.
Oh, this you should like it. This
It's a constant learning process, right? You get a new speech, you get a speech you're not familiar with, someone else comes in, tells you some new information. Last time, always adapts to it. Okay, done. 1 month later, problem solved.
you waiting.
Okay, so the main points of those animal welfare principle are at least the animals that can be fulfilled by their food, and then they have enjoyable exposure, and also they can make sure that they can sustain the species by breeding or mating process. Okay, so from this case that we have just discussed before, like those people who did the keeping animals at their home are mostly like influencers that we know that they could influence the general public on what they do to animals. So from your perspective, is it a proper way that probably like the government give the facility to those people to manage the wildlife? Is it a proper way to support the ex-situ management or not?
Okay. Don't be so hopeful with your student. You have so many ideas that you can make a kind of advocacy for it, right? It's not fair for the animal. The animal is so suffer. Then you should. Why we have to waiting the government? The government is so busy with their business, right? That you should talk about it. You have to make a kind of move for that. You can make a kind of correction. If there's no, you can make a kind of protest.
Get involved.
You're a student. Yeah. You have so many. That's why in Kampung Satwa and 11 December, the Human Rights Day, when we make a new product that they call it ecology school. You can learn about the principle of ecology. You can learn about the main problem of ecology here today. Then you can make a kind of advocation for it. From your speech, from your writing, from your act, maybe we can make a kind of new movement together.
What about the influencers, people that have too much money and not enough sense, that have these animals and that are supported by the government?
Yeah. You can make a kind of education by the social media. There is a rule that they broke. You can make a kind of rule movement, and actually we will support you by our legal aid and legal aid institute. We can support you for free. Okay. So don't be worried. Don't be scared. If you don't make a kind of movement about environmental movement, or you criticize about it, you see this is not fair for the animal, that's not fair for the nature, then you have you worry about the legal problem. Yeah, and you are in a low problem, you can contact environment legal aid institute. LUPOD.
What about the main question? Still didn't answer the main question. The main question is about the government supporting people who have too much money and sense.
Too much money on the government.
Yeah, no, the influencers, right? We're talking about the influencers being supported by the government to have these animals or these animals they really shouldn't have in their homes. So yeah, for me, it's a backwards movement
working.
For me, I think it's a backwards movement because supporting people like that, I use it like a statement. I mean, they have more money than sense. They have enough money to go to the government and ask for approval to have these animals in their area, which they really shouldn't. They should be in a conservation system, not someone's backyard. It's a backwards movement. You're gonna see the demise of certain species if everyone chooses to support people that have high status in society, not necessarily the brains and the know how to deal with it. That's my opinion.
Yeah. A lot of our problem is about our sick in the mass society that they always want to see high status with their power. This
Backwards movement.
Anti-productive.
Like of the conservation natural habitat, and then this program of ex-situ management is also included like breeding or and like in that program we have to involve many people, which can lead to domestication process, which is like a process when we want to breed some species or we want to make an animal to be tame, but it's depending on the rules. Should it be carried under natural behavior or not? Because when we want to breed, it's originally we want to raise it after we breed the species.
Absolutely.
Okay, so because mostly this domestication process is caused by environment, there are also a lot of cases where influencers who have permissions and also legislation about keeping wildlife at their home and also to treat them not as it should be. From what we have discussed, it can be said that it's not a proper way to support the wildlife conservation program because it could be like a backward movement, if we can say, at the end that mostly those influencers have more money, but also
more money than sense, common sense.
Then we can say that they doesn't really giving impact to the nature because the legality like we don't really know if they really have a dedication to taking care of the wildlife. So as a general citizen, we can instead do several things to participate in ex-situ management, such as know what we can do in ecological role, and also if we have more money, we can fund into a lot of kind of wildlife management, and also if we are students like us, we can help them by knowledge or making research about wildlife, and also as a human beings, we can also participate in many forms of conservation programs.
Get involved. Make the movement bigger.
Making the environmental movement like that. So with that being said, we have reached at the end of today's podcast. So before I officially end today's episode, I would like to know, how are you feeling, both of you, about today's podcast?
Yeah, it's good. It's cool. Yeah, it's still cool. And it's good to be a part of the awareness, right? It's the awareness movement. Get involved. Right? I'm not a scientist. I'm a biologist. I'm a zoologist, but I get involved. I educate people when I can. And I support the animals and look after them the best way that we can.
Yeah.
Right? Actually, best thing you can do.
Actually, I mean, the student will be make a kind of better bring the classroom to the street.
Shout it out in the streets. Get involved. This is our reality. This is our wildlife.
Yeah, I think I miss it very much. Actually, you can support the conservation of your nowadays by your voice, by your megaphones. Go to the street and
So So you have been there doing those kind of things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've been, I just in high school. In high school, then I work. Then after that, I used student. Then I work in Jakarta Institute. I company, many students who
Follow your passion.
follow back, fight in the street or the ideas.
Yeah. Very good presentation. Getting up on the part of spreading the awareness, getting people to open their minds a little bit.
Okay, thank you so much also.
Yeah.
For your views and also the topic of this episode. And also thank you so much for the listeners for still tuning in until the end. I'm truly glad that I'm able to be the host for today's last episode of LUPODS this year. I hope all of you, the listeners out there, whether you are at work, at home, or even at the road, can enjoy this episode of LUPODS. I really wish the listeners can get new understanding and perspective about wildlife management, especially from ex-situ perspective. And once again, thank you so much, and see you in another episode of LUPODS next year. Bye-bye.
Don't forget, get involved.
Thank you so much.
Salam Lestari.
Salam.